What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Adam. This is Vancity Audi. We're back at Racing Greed with my B9 S4. This time around, we are testing the pump gas files from Integrated Engineering with my TTE810 hybrid turbo from the Turbo Engineers. We've already seen what this thing makes on their E70 file. It made a ton of power and a ton of torque, but we're still in the winter months here, and I don't want to daily drive around with ethanol, cold start issues, and I want to just enjoy pump gas, see how much power it has. And I know a lot of you have reached out to me already and said, dude, we don't even have ethanol where I live. Can you please showcase what their files do on pump gas? So today's video is going to be a comparison between their 91 octane file and their 93 octane file. No parts will be changed, no fuel will be changed. The only difference will be the tune. I will be sticking with my 93 octane fuel with additional ethanol blended in, so I'm about at an E20 level. That's just to make sure I get the best optimum performance out of my vehicle. You'll see the peak performance out of their 91 file. You'll also see the peak performance out of their 93 file. Then I will also add to that graph what I achieved on the E70 file previously. You guys will be able to see a pretty rough estimate on the differences between 91, 93, and E70 using this Stage 3 Plus file using a TTE810 hybrid turbo. Let's get this started and see what the car makes on 91 octane. Sorry guys, one last thing. I am running a brand new high flow catted downpipe from IE. This is the previous catted downpipe that I was running. As you guys can see, there is some failure on that catalytic converter. I pointed it out in my TTE810 install video. We wanted to make sure that we got this cat out. I sent photos into IE, and seeing as I am running their software, they had no issues warrantying it for me. This is the brand new high flow catted downpipe. We replaced it right before this video to make sure we had optimal flow. And here we go for the 91 result. 509 wheel horsepower, 550 pounds-feet of torque. There's the graph. It's looking pretty damn good. I see torque, peak torque, at around 3,700 RPM, and it ramps all the way up to 7,000 RPM. I do see a little bit of a weird dip in the mid-range at about 6,000 RPM for some reason. I haven't been able to feel that on the road, though, so I'm not too sure what that is, but a pretty stellar result for a 91 octane tune. I wonder how much more I'm going to be able to make on 93. I gained an additional 12 wheel horsepower and 13 pounds-feet of torque, stepping it up to the 93 octane file. The graph looks pretty much identical. You see the ups where you see the ups, you see the downs where you see the downs on both 91 and 93 octane tunes. So now that you guys have seen exactly how much wheel horsepower and pounds-feet of torque I make at the wheels, let's overlay what I made with the E70 file. And here's the final overlay of the day. E70 versus 93 versus 91. I lost 114 wheel horsepower dropping from E70 to 93, and I lost 64 pounds-feet of torque from E70 to 93. The other thing that this graph is showing me, now yes, I didn't do this on the same day testing, so it's not perfect, but it appears like my pump gas is developing torque a bit sooner than I am with my E70 file. Pretty freaking cool though, guys. I love doing these comparisons for you guys. You can see just the trace, like it looks identical, it's just so much higher. And this falls a little short down low for the horsepower, but once it ramps up, holy crap, we are making so much more power on the E70 file. I know a lot of you guys wanted to know this though, so there is the difference. E70, 93, and 91. 521 wheel horsepower, 563 foot-pounds of torque at the wheels on this bad boy. 93 octane tune. So for those of you that don't have access to ethanol and you're just wanting to run a 93 octane tune, that kind of gives you a rough idea of what your car is able to make and the performance that you're able to get in terms of peak numbers and what your power band's gonna look like. But if you really wanna know, hopefully in the next little while I'll be able to get out and performance test it on the back roads of Mexico. The weather has been horrifically bad here. There's no need for me to be running an E70 file because it's too cold, it's too wet. We lucked out today and it's not raining. Thank God for that. But I will try to bring you guys that content as soon as I can. So now that we know that, let's find out something else. Stay tuned to part 2 of this video. Same day conditions. The car is now done for this comparison, but I have one more in store. I'm gonna be comparing a catted downpipe setup versus a catless downpipe setup. Is it going to make any more power with a catless downpipe? We've taken out the catted downpipe, the one that failed from integrated engineering, and we're going to core it out. We are going to gut it and remove that catalytic converter. So in essence, we have a catless downpipe. We will then be putting it on the car in replacement of that brand new catted downpipe that I used for today's video. And we'll be able to see if it spools any quicker, if it makes any more torque, and more importantly, if it makes any more power up top. Many people have different opinions on this matter, and for once I will be able to put it to the test and show you guys exactly what happens when you swap out a catted downpipe for a catless downpipe. So stay tuned for that, coming to the channel soon. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care.